Do you feel like no matter what, like you say, that person that you care about, that you love, doesn't understand you? No matter how robotically you say something or try to like describe or give an example of what you're going through, it just, they don't understand it. They don't empathize. There's lack of empathy. There is no, you know what, I see what you're saying. There is no validation. Everything is deflecting, or I never said that. It is so hard to be in a position where you feel completely alone, to the point that for me, feeling that sense of loneliness, not being understood, not receiving empathy or understanding, it took me to a complete place of emotional numbness. It's that emotional numbness and that feeling of not feeling anything that led me to write this book right here. It's called Turning Pain into Poetry. And what I want to share with you is that if you're going through pain, if you're struggling with a specific person, and someone is making you feel like you're less than, or whatever you do is never enough, no matter how you say something or how good you try to be, how perfect, or you try to meet someone's expectations and they're never enough, one of the best things that I can challenge you is to turn your pain into poetry. Our feelings are poetic. Our experiences are poetic. They're poetry. All you have to do is put them in writing. And why in writing? You don't have to publish a book like I did. All you have to do is just put the pen to the paper and start releasing so that you can process. As you release whatever it is that you're feeling onto the paper, forget about it making sense. Forget about, forget about editing. Forget about your capitalization. Forget about punctuation. Just write. Allow yourself to process your emotions on paper, and I promise you that it will give you clarity. But if you want to take it a step further and you do want to publish, your pain because you want to turn it into poetry, something that is going to uplift someone else and make them feel less alone, go for it and do it. This is a poetry book that I wrote, and I'm going to share the link down below, and it has to do with my marriage. And I actually I actually published a video that I'm going to put here on the top, and I'm going to put it down below as well in the description, where I teach you how to put your feelings on paper and turn it into a poetry book. And I feel like it's an important part of the healing process, not the publishing part, but the actually writing. And no matter what pain you're going through, especially going into 2025, it's right around the corner. Make it a habit to write. Make it a habit to express what you're feeling, what you're going through on paper, because it will give you mental clarity. It will help you reflect not only on what people are doing to you or what someone has done to you, but it also goes the other way around. It will show you what you're doing wrong. It actually, writing this book, Turning Pain into Poetry, help me see the things that I'm doing wrong. It's also a mirror onto me, myself as a person, and it can be for you too, for you to just write. And so often I feel that in the self-publishing world, we lose that love of the art, of writing and putting our words and emotions and depictions and the things that we have in our minds, our imaginations, and put it into the paper and create valuable content that will help someone else, that will inspire someone else, or that will help soothe someone else in their moment of pain. I challenge you, go ahead and check out my video on how you can create a poetry book. If you're interested in publishing your book, I take you through the emotions of how you can write it, how you can put it together, format it, and just literally just upload it onto Amazon KDP. And I also want to challenge you to just do the exercise and turn your pain into poetry. Your experiences, I think my baby just woke up. It's so funny because I'm going to go and attend to him now, but it's so funny because I waited this long It is, I believe it's, oh my God, what time is it? It's 10:55, and I'm like, okay, let me wait until like it's really late so that I can record this video. But even so, here's an interruption. So guys, I need to put my mommy hat on. But I hope this was helpful toward you, especially if you're going through a tough time. I hope that you just dedicate some time out of your day, not even every day, but just dedicate some time to write things down, put things into perspective, and gain that mental clarity that you need. And most importantly, before I forget, use that time to be with God. You don't have to read the word of God. You don't have to read scriptures, but you can put a little bit of worship music and just allow him to speak to you through your writing. Allow him to speak to you while you're writing, and he's going to download some amazing and beautiful insights that might not have been downloaded had you not taken the time to spend it with him writing. I hope this was helpful. God bless you. I will see you in the next video. I'm going to share one of the poems from my book, Turning Pain into Poetry, because it gives an insight of a look of what I used to feel. It's called Stranger. An in-house babysitter to our children and a housekeeper to our home. Your personal chef I am, and you never fail to season every meal with a pinch of disapproval. You position me to become your mentor and therapist, and at times your mother. And all this time spent doing life together, I forget I possess the title of your wife. I'm your wife on paper, but not in your heart. I'm your wife on paper and get treated like a total stranger. I'm a burden lying heavily on your shoulders. An unwanted hand in your pocket, needing to report every cent that is spent. A stranger in my home, a stranger in my own marriage, in the supposed safe covenant of love. The next poem that I want to share with you is for women going through this in their marriage. I definitely want to share this with you guys. Sister, as you read about my pain, rejoice because I'm an overcomer, which means that you are too. Go through the motions of your feelings and the waves of your process, understanding that your emotions are valid, entitled to be in existence. Cling to God through it all. Cling to the promise that your end will not be like your beginning. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to scream, do it. If you need to speak to someone, do so. Let it all out. Don't allow guilt or shame to silence you. Instead, let it become fuel and fight back. Push through the weight of your problems. Lift your hands and take a deep breath. Allow the weight to develop strength in and throughout your faith journey. And then, the goal is not the attainment of happiness, but rather to live a life with purpose, to leave a legacy of faith that your children can follow. Your future is ahead of you, and God has beautiful plans to transform your pain into purpose and its impact to forever last. Those desires in your heart, those dreams that are buried, call them to life. God placed them in you, not for storage, but to build your story. Those spiritual gifts and talents that you reserve, they were instilled to serve all whom surround you. Because your pain is linked to purpose. Purpose will always lead you to serve as an aid to the pain and suffering of others. It's time to live a proactive faith and acquire kingdom wisdom. Time to step into your God-given calling, birthed out of process and your painful conditions.